Hey guys, so today we're on FootWiz again just to show you a squad that I've made in career mode or for career mode that is the best value for your money. So to start with, we're going to chuck in Briel and Bolo. Look at that smile, he is so happy to be in our team. Look at that potential as well and that age, it's incredible. To partner him up at the front of our strike force is Dybala, Paulo from Juventus, who is touted to be very good and who's helped Juventus pretty much stay decently mid-table at the start of the year. Now at left mid, we're going to go with just a great option, Gonçalo Guedes from Benfica, whose potential is super high, 88, like all three players in the team so far. All of these players are going to get you places, pretty much. Now in the centre of midfield, obvious choice from Anderlecht, Tielemans, or however you say his name, got no clue, sorry. He's been a freak in career mode for years now, so obvious choice. Next to him to partner him is Bazoa from Ajax. Again, I don't know about pronunciation here. Not many videos trying to help me with pronunciation for these names. So, Bernardo Silva, that's an easy one, from Monaco at right mid. Sort of in line with Monaco's new policy to sort of just try and make youth players now, like Martial. Luke Shaw, left back. Poor guy's broken his leg, but he's still good in FIFA. Hopefully he's good when he comes back next year. Nicholas Sule from Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. Again, these players aren't the cheapest, and we'll go on to that after this little section. Rugani from the Serie A as well. Great potential on this lad. And then right back, we've got another solid player that is going to come up in a second. Here we go. It's Mike from, I think it was Cruzeiro, a Brazilian league team. There is a few wing backs or left and right backs that are Brazilian that are pretty good in this game. But I don't think there's many more that I'll actually mention for this video. And then Arrizabalaga, age 20, potential 87, and Spanish as our keeper. Now we're not going to do the substitutes here, so there's no point in actually looking at the substitutes. We are just going to jump straight over and have a quick look at a sort of budget team that I've made that's going to help you just fill in the gaps with this team that I've made here, or just fill in the gaps with whatever team that you're looking to make. Now the players that I've got so far, they're pretty well known, most of them. A lot of them have been good in FIFA for years now, but this next team that I'm going to show you should help you supplement that. But again, we're going to go with the 4-4-2, as was the case in the first video, in the first team, just so that it's sort of fluid between the two. So the new striker, the Man City mad striker who scored last second against Palace recently, Kelechi Iheanacho. I think that's how you'd say it. It's a pretty hard name to learn. A player that I've had the honour of actually watching in real life, Enes Unal, who came to Australia earlier in the year on Man City's tour. And then at left mid, we're going to have, well, there's a lot of players we could have, to be honest, but Dani Ceballos, I think it is, who is a Spanish player, also really young, like all of these players. And then in centre of midfield, we're going to have Alen Halilovic. Everyone knows who he is, pretty much. I mean, people are comparing him or trying to compare him with Odegaard from Real Madrid, trying to see who out of the two is going to be, the next big thing, pretty much. And then at the other centre mid spot, we are going to have a player by the name of Godfred Donsa, who is, I think, Ghanaian. Now, all of these players, again, have ratings that are either at the same level or lower than in the previous squad. But these players will, be good investments because their potential is still super high. So they represent better value, I guess. Francois Camano on the right mid, in the right mid spot. And then at left back, there are so many options for left back, it's ridiculous. But Angelino is by far the best one. From New York City FC, plays with David Villa, plays with Pirlo, all the boys. And then at centre back, we are going to have, out of all the players we could have, because there's a ton of them, we're going to have Vegas from Audax Italiano, or, a team in the Chilean league. Not a very successful team in the Chilean league, so they're going to be really easy to buy from if you really want to. Because in the Chilean league, every team sells to the two main dogs in that league. So yeah, be pretty easy to buy. And then Gomez, Joe Gomez from Liverpool, solid player, solid start to the season. So yeah, just go sign him. He's going to be cheap. Well, he should be. At the right back spot, Mason Holgate from Everton, also another English player too. 2 English defenders in this squad. And then at goalkeeper, we are going to chuck in, surprisingly not Scuffet or Scouffet, we're going to chuck in Drommel. Now Drommel is, solid keeper, but to be honest, I hadn't really heard much about him before, having a good look at who's going to be good next year. So he plays for FC Twente in the Dutch Eredivisie and should be a solid investment again. I guess he might be the new Scuffet or Scouffet. Now this time we are going to fill out a subs bench because it's just to get more players out there so that you can have a good look yourself. So at striker we're going to have Sanabria to sort of replace Kelechi Iheanacho or an Embolo or a Dybala, or just buy outright if you can't afford any of the others. And then we're going to have Julian Brandt as our other left back, our left mid that we could have from Leverkusen. So that's another solid signing there. And then Brandon Barker is going to be another backup left mid who is super young, but he grows a lot. I mean, look at that, from 64 to 80, ridiculous. And he's an English talent, so if you're an English, fan, whatever, just grab him. Another player that I've watched play, just watching Premier League early this year, is Dele Alli. He played really well on last weekend. Yeah, solid player. I think when they were versing Everton, he had a solid outing. I don't think he did too much, but he's pretty good, especially for his age, 19 years old. Same as all of these players who've played first team football this year. It's ridiculous. All right, and then new player, new sub. We're going to have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I believe that's Ipswich right there. Could be wrong. My apologies if I am. But he is a right mid, so another backup right midfielder there for Kamano or whoever you've got at right mid. Maybe Bernardo Silva, you never know. And then we're going to have, we could have Brendan Galloway from Everton, who is another backup left back, who I've watched quite a bit. But Matt Targett from Southampton, who has played all year. Great player, just like Galloway, to be honest. They're both very impressive. Other options that you could go for. And then backup keeper we're going to have here is Dragowski, who again is another solid player. Go sign him if you can't afford Drommel, but you should be able to afford Drommel. Dragowski is just like an honourable mention kind of a player, because if you're going to get Izabalaga, you get him from Valladolid. And if you're going to go for a budget, get Drommel. So you don't really have much of a reason to get Dragowski, but he's still a solid player. So just get him if you really need him, want him, go for it. So it's that time of the video where I just tell you some honourable mentions that you could go with if you don't really like the options here, or you have personal preferences because you like some players more than others. So at left back you could have Gaia from Valencia, or Kazawa. That is another solid left back. And then you could have Rafa from Porto as well for the budget option. At centre back you could, if you really liked these players a lot, sign John Stones or Kurt Zuma or Mbemba from Newcastle. And then at right back, you could always have Fabinho from Monaco, who is another, pretty decent Brazilian right back. And then Bellerin from Arsenal, if you find him to be an awesome dude, whatever, just go for it. Same as Callum Chambers, who is, a real selection drama for me when I have an Arsenal team in any football game. I have Soccer Manager, and it's so hard to pick between the two. Again, you could also have a few players, so Mankiel, or I don't know how to pronounce it, from Marseille, another solid player. And then just around the place you could have, I guess, at right mid, the Ox, Lamella, Markovic, and then at left mid, just go with the players that I've given you pretty much. I mean, those are the best options really, because at left mid it was really obvious who the good players were. So another, good option you could sign just to play in your midfield could be probably Adnan Januzaj. I mean, he gets to around 85 potential, so that's a solid signing. Another striker, I guess you could sign Mitrovic if you really think he's that cool. I don't mind him, I find him pretty cool. And yeah, just have a look at this team, have a look at, potential. Have a look at my other video where you can find your own players in a really easy manner. and order them by potential so you just know what you're getting before you sign them, so you don't have to bother with the scouting in FIFA 16 before you get it. So anyways, be sure to leave a like because they really help to grow my channel, and subscribe if you're new and you really like what you're seeing. FIFA 16 videos will be coming soon. I will have FIFA within 24 hours. It's ridiculous. Thank you for watching.